Another year has passed, and so it's time for another spring trip to Montana. We arrived at Red Lodge right around lunchtime, and so we did our normal and stopped at the Red Lodge Pizza Company. While we're there, I figured I'd try to fit in and do a little bull riding. On the weeks leading up to our trip, we had seen a lot of Facebook posts about a pretty good forest fire right outside of Red Lodge. And so our first stop was at the Rock Creek Resort, and just to check out how much damage had been done. Not as bad as we had thought it might be, but still pretty devastating. The last couple of years, we've planned our trip the weekend before Memorial Day. So unfortunately, that has Highway 212 still closed, but we get the whole place to ourselves. And for the past 30 years, we've always seen the road going up the right side of the mountain to Hell Roaring Plateau, but we never tried it. This year, we got us a Jeep, and we took our shot. Christy was nervous about the road, but as we started up, I told her that it wasn't too bad, plenty of room. But that did kind of change as we got up the mountain, and it was a little scary.
The wind's gonna push us up the hill.
As we got higher up the mountain, the scenery definitely improved, but so did the amount of snow. We got to one spot where I wasn't sure if we should try the Jeep or not. I had to check it out by foot first. We were way up there. Not a place we want to slide off the road. We went as far as we could and then eventually got to a spot where there was only about 2 foot of gravel. And that's where we decided to call it quits. All on foot from there.
I don't think the Jeep would have made it.
So after a little time walking around the mountain, we got back in the Jeep and headed back down, which was a little bit scary too. Driving through the snow, we went up through. On the way back down, we could look across and see the Beartooth Highway zigzagging back and forth across the mountain, and we could pick up some more great scenery. All right, the Jeep took us how far up, Christy?
3 miles.
3 miles is all we made it. Rain and the snow couldn't get any further. So it's still 4 more miles to the top of the plateau, Hell Roaring Plateau. And as always, we had to stop at our favorite spot, the Lake Fork Campground Trailhead. And this is the junction of the Lake Fork and the main fork of Rock Creek. And had to recreate my "I'm so glad to be here" scene. The first time that Christy and I had stopped here was about 30 years ago. And at that time, this area was covered in about 12 inches of snow. The high temperature was around 19 degrees. But today it was a unusually warm 85 degrees, same time of year. It had already been a long, eventful day, but we have to take an evening drive toward Roscoe, to downtown Luther, to see the wildlife and the beautiful scenery, hopefully a beautiful sunset, which we had tonight. I really enjoy being in this place.